knowing that Smart Recruiters also has CRM, those candidates who have applied to jobs before, right? Well, they didn't get those jobs, so they be flushed back into the CRM. Mm-hmm. They can be engaged at that point by Winston. Mm-hmm. Is there a capability or on the roadmap where you can keep them fresh by continuing to answer them questions and then also ask them to apply to maybe like jobs that they are qualified for because you know what their qualifications are? Exactly. Are you starting to look at those different types of opportunities within the ecosystem of Smart Recruiters?
Yeah, so definitely there is engagement capability. So you would be able to basically execute campaigns. So you would be able to say this type of segment of former candidates, mm-hmm. I want to keep them engaged because I see them as a really good potential fit for future positions. So you would be able to send those campaigns via email, SMS, WhatsApp, be able to keep them engaged. And when the right time comes, then they will be ready to go and apply to the right position. So definitely you would have more engagement capabilities there. And I think part of also, I would say, the magic is if you can not only run like very simple campaigns, if you can do it, how we call it, dynamic segmentation. So you can decide if a candidate did that and that and that, or, ticking the boxes on those kind of qualifications, then go and keep them into this pool of people that I want to keep engaged. So this is part of the new capabilities that we're going to introduce to market as well.
So correct me if I'm wrong, is this more of kind of like an enrichment layer where they're in the CRM and you might have applied for a developer position, but it's been 6 months where you can actually reach out to them and say, hey, have you taken this certification? Have you done anything more to be able to create and enrich that candidate's profile so that when you have new positions that open up, mm-hmm. they weren't qualified before, but they could be qualified now. Is that going too far, do you think?
I think you can do both. So once you have these engagement capabilities, you can decide if you want to run campaigns, if you want to collect more data about the candidate.
Yeah.
Just making sure you have the most updated data and making sure that once this candidate is ready, maybe this is the time when you want to make a move. Mm-hmm. Or you want to just engage and making sure the candidates are keeping you top of mind. And then in terms of brand, in terms of, they know that you're looking for a candidate, then, they will be more ready for you when you will reach out with the right position. And so both cases are relevant, both cases you can do, again, because you have the right technology that is adaptive enough to do so these type of cases.
So it's more flexible and what I'm hearing is, a lot of it has to do with trust, mm-hmm. first off. Mm-hmm. And then as you gain more trust, then really more of the tools start to open up for these employers.
I think that
they can opt in.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that as what we see the behavior from our users is that at the beginning, you want more control, as you mentioned. You want to not allow the agent and Winston to do whatever they want there. I'm just he's going to hire for me, right?
Yeah.
But you want to review more. We want to understand more. You want to understand why Winston's suggesting that and that. You want to review the different actions before approving them. But over time, what we see is once they understand the logic behind it, they understand why Winston is doing what it's doing, then they can fully give it like full automation mode. So, okay, I understand I don't need to look at it, just go and schedule those interviews for me.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of, I would say, curve that we are seeing in users' trust with AI.
Do you think there will be, it's definitely not tomorrow, but do you definitely think there will be an oversaturation so that you have these companies who trust the AI and they want it to engage and they want to invite and they want to do all these things, but you've got that one company do it. Now you have hundreds. And then you've got a candidate who is a highly sought after candidate where today they usually get headhunters or what have you that are now you have scale and you have systems all over the place that are targeting these individuals. Do you think we'll reach a point of saturation in the very near future?
It's a good question. I think it's hard to say how future would look like also from candidate perspective. Mm-hmm. I think that both both candidates also will have more AI tools that they will be able to leverage to do many of that. So as we are building more sophisticated tools, also candidates will have more sophisticated tools to apply, to also making their CV look better chances to screen. So I think they will be more sophisticated both from candidate and from recruiter side.
So what about the issue of, you just brought up writing a resume, right, through ChatGPT or whatever AI they choose. It's not always correct, right? It might be a little bit embellished. Are there partners that you've actually connected with that actually have screening processes that have somewhat maybe simulations or coding tests or things of that nature, where proof is actually one of the biggest qualifiers? Have you seen that? Has that been something that companies have been asking for?
So we have more advanced capabilities when it comes to screening questions. So you would be able to have more specific screening questions per job, and you'll be able to screen better based on screening questions, that you have more flexibility there. Also more automation and using AI on some of the capabilities there. So this is one part of it. The second part that we are exploring these days is the ability also to use AI for better interviews. When you need to hire in scale, it's not relevant for all cases in all companies. When you need to hire in scale and validate a few different factors and a fact there that is part of the resume, then you might want to use AI. And I think a few years ago when we looked into it, I think people were concerned. It wasn't like something that people were looking for. But these days, I think the world is more open up for AI and understanding, how, the capabilities and what we can actually do with it. And so this is something we not yet have, but something that we are exploring later on in the roadmap as well.
How hard is it to build for middle manager, blue or white collar types of jobs, and also build for high volume? Most companies cannot get that right. How are you guys going to get that right?
I think this is part of the big vision for us for this year. We believe we're going to be the only hiring platform that can do both high volume and corporate hiring at the same place. If you look on the market, and the market pretty good, all other software out there, they can do it if they stitch a few products together. And then you have something that is stitched together. It's a bit clunky, not all integration working perfectly, but it can make it work. We're going to be the only one that can do it all in one place. And this is why for customers that need to now hire in high volume and also have some really solid corporate hiring, this will be an ideal product for them. And how we're thinking about it is in a way that we have, Smart Recruiters. Well, we have a very robust ATS. We are adding a lot of high volume focus capabilities this year, just in the next few months. And so the combination of it and the fact that we are hiring globally as well, it's key for these type of customer success.
So one product, you only get one. You're most excited to build. It doesn't have to be right now. It could be in the roadmap. What's the one that you're just most excited that you've seen this to be a problem for years and now you feel like you're really going to be able to nail it?
I think the product that I'm most excited about is what we're building, which called the Hiring Companion, which is the agent on the recruiter and hiring manager side. And the reason why I'm so excited is that I think no one likes to log into ITS. No one is doing it. And so be able to just, ask someone to do something for you. It's been done. This is type of magic that you want to experience every day when you're hiring people. And so to be able to interact with the product in a conversational way or using video in a way that is intuitive and frictionless, this is something that I'm very excited about.
Excellent.